thought I'd make a quick little bonus video here. For our game over, I was said something about adding some more bullet holes, but I noticed this could really use like a backdrop, and so I thought maybe that'd make a good video. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more bullet holes. Just add one there, maybe one over here, and a couple here, and one there, a little one, another little one, maybe a big one right there. We'll put that one right here. Alright, so we've got some more bullet holes. Looks good. But I want to add a backdrop, right? So how do I do that? So I may run into some problems here in Paint.net because I'm not real familiar with it. It's not quite as featureful as the other ones, but we'll give it a shot. So first I'm going to resize the canvas because I may need a little bit more space, and I cut it down pretty close. So what this does is it allows me to make my canvas bigger without actually changing my image in the background. So I'm setting my image to the center, and then I'm basically going to add pixels on the top, left, right, and bottom. So let's go to about 500. We can make this big, and then we can cut it back down pretty easily. So we'll just do that. So here I added that. Unfortunately, it made it all white, which is a little inconvenient. So I'm going to select that and delete it. And now what I want to do is select all of this. I'm going to select it. I maybe should have done my bullet holes later, but we'll give that. We'll check that out. So I'm going to create a new layer. Alright. So layers allow you to draw. It's kind of like multiple images on top of each other. And what this does is my selection I pulled from this image, but this new image is actually totally empty. So if I do that, you can see behind my selection I've got the invisible. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to color this in black. So I can do that by picking black, and I could either pick the paint bucket and just go through here like this. Oops. That last one, there we go. Alright, so now I've got my game over is basically duplicated. I could also have duplicated that layer and then just recolored it, but I've got this going on now, and what I'd like to do is I'm going to remove my selection, alright, and I'm going to blur this. So let's go to blur, Gaussian blur, and let's blur it up a little bit, about right there. You're like, what is he doing? Well, I'm going to readjust these layers and then turn this one back on. Now look at what happened. So I've got my my white letter overlay on top, and then behind it I had those blurred letters. Excuse me, wrong. I had this blurred letters, and what happens when you blur it, it kind of spreads it out, so it actually gets bigger. There, so we see the letters. See how that pops so much more? I really like that. So let's go ahead and save this, and I'm going to just save it right on top of I want to save it as a PNG file. So I'm going to save it right on top of my other image, and then in Godot, so PNG files don't allow for layers, and that's why it was trying to save in that other file format, is because that other file format within Paint.net does support those. So in this case, I have to flatten it, and what that'll mean is it gets rid of those layers, so I can't adjust those anymore. So if you need to adjust those, you'll have to save that as the other file type, and then additionally save it in a PNG so that Godot can open it. Anyways, we saw that re-import, and if I play my game from where we left off, and I run into some spikes again, and get my message, I should. Yeah, that looks way better. So I've got my bullet holes, and I've got a nice little dark outline around it. It really makes this game over pop out a lot more. Anyways, just want to make that quick video to show you that effect. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.